Explicit content warning. Easily offensive contains subject matter unsuitable for anyone under the age of 18. Every episode is meant to be taken as satire, and we do not condone racism, bigotry, or acts of violence. Thank you for listening to Easily Offensive Podcast.
Say the N-word. There's actually been a few...
Break the ugly one, always in your face. Second ginger with no soul, taking up space. Kevin's all as a 7-year-old, standing so small. Dylan, less attractive Jack Skellington, haunting us all. They come at you fast with words that cut deep. No topic off limits, they take no leap. Easily offensive, they push the boundaries wide, no apologies given. They got nothing to hide. Easily offensive, making you squirm in your seat. They'll say what they want, no filter, no retreat. Easily offensive, challenging the status quo. Hold on tight, 'cause they're about to blow.
Welcome back to Easily Offensive, my dear friends. The podcast where we know a shooter on a rooftop is 100% a threat, and the podcast where Blake refers to POCs as POSs.
Wow.
So,
Wow.
Well done. I don't even really know what a POC is.
person of color.
Oh, Jesus, dude. Oh, no. And I was laughing at that.
Yeah, dude.
Welcome back, guys. If you can tell already, Dylan is not here.
He is not.
He did not do the intro. If you're on YouTube, you can obviously see that because there's only 3 of us.
Yeah.
So we're gonna miss Dylan. He's getting a height reduction surgery.
Yeah.
And a length reduction surgery, too.
He's got to get that long hang out of the way.
Yeah,
If he's getting shorter, he's got to trim that up too, so
Yeah.
it doesn't drag on the ground.
Yeah, he's got to get that fixed. Are they like hacking him off like in the
Mid shin,
like
or
in the shins?
I
or
think in
the-
From the
mid shin.
knee.
I'm thinking like mid shin.
I-
Not too much, but
if I had to vote, I'd say take some out of his back, leave his long ass legs, that come up to here, and then
Why,
like,
so
he's
he can
just
look
got a
like some-
short back.
Weird fucking Tim
Yeah.
Burton character.
Yeah, I think that would be cool.
what I was thinking is cut him, mid shins or at the knees, so when he walks around, his knuckles dragging on the ground like a dumb gorilla.
That's a good idea. It reminds
Like
me.
a dumb gorilla. Wow.
Oh, I got a sound bit that goes with the intro.
Look at him.
I never mind it.
It
It didn't want to work.
Uh-huh.
It didn't want to work.
No. See, look at.
Are you the greatest? Do you know what I'm talking about? Okay. So we have. Look at my African American over here.
Okay. Is there like multiple sound bites piled up in that one button?
So what I accidentally did
Mm.
was, let's see here. I just got to do this, and boom.
Look at my African American over here. Look at my African American over
I
here.
think China
Look at
all
him.
the time.
Are
When
you the
was
greatest?
the last time
You know what I'm talking about?
you saw a
Okay.
Why is
Chevrolet
it
in
not
Tokyo?
stopping?
But yeah, I just kind of kept going there.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Anyway.
you
China
can kind
all
of
the
like
time.
layer it.
Oh, I can layer anything.
Yeah.
See, I can just go.
It's only gonna get bigger. I'm a big fat cocksucker. If you're doing your job the way that you want to.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
it
you
doesn't
just
just
keep
stop
pressing
the
buttons,
one.
I guess.
Yeah, that thing blows me.
I'm a big fat cocksucker.
That's a good one. Okay, that's a really good one.
All right. So,
So yeah,
what are you going to say?
I wasn't gonna say anything. I don't know.
No, you had the so in you too.
I had the so.
You had the so.
I did. Hope everyone had a great week leading up to the podcast. My week was actually fucking awful.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, I don't.
He cried on our Marco Polo. You don't remember that?
Cried?
Yeah.
Did I?
I don't
He was very
remember
upset.
crying.
I probably cried a little bit.
He's like, there's just so much work to do, and all these guys are useless.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well,
Yeah, I was thinking like if there was one with tears, I missed it.
Blake's all like, gotta go back, gotta catch this boy crying.
Yeah, right.
No,
like-
it was they're doing a monster incentive right now.
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
incentive
Or
in
I
general.
thought it was Powerade.
No,
that was the freebie
That was the
Friday.
freebie Friday
Oh,
from
Freebie
Maverick,
Friday, that's right,
which I
that's
took
right.
advantage of
Sure. Yeah.
Did you?
because I was at a
Um,
Maverick and I was like,
Might as
scanned
well.
my Maverick card, took my Powerade, and then went. I could have had a free one of these, anyways.
Yeah. Technically, you kind of. Yeah. Like it's so like for the incentives that you're getting to, like for people out there that don't know, like occasionally like with one of these like beverage distributors, they'll incentivize stores or store owners to buy that stuff, like buy a huge amount of it, because if they buy a certain amount, then they'll get like X amount of dollars off per case or whatever. So it's like motivation for them to buy like in bulk.
One
right?
of them was a monster gaming chair.
Yeah, like so. Yeah, sometimes it's not even money. It's just like we'll give you a $200 fucking freebie thing that actually in the long run is like not that big of a deal, but everybody like loves free shit.
Yeah, they
so
really
they'll
do.
just really go for it. Yeah, like I know one guy that's still there that like has all the snowboards and stereos and all that shit, and it's just
Yeah.
stored in a room in his house.
Well,
And he just wants to win.
and so alongside that, Coke's doing this thing for just salesmen, which I think is fucking awful. That the salesman with the biggest growth in our region gets a free trip to Cabo.
Oh, there you
Nice.
go.
So nice. What about the people that actually do the hard work?
Yeah, you should stop thinking like that right now because it's never changing.
at that point, if you start thinking
I
like
know,
that, you
but-
need to switch
But it's
jobs.
like,
I'm just saying, you just need,
they don't run this by the stores.
Yeah.
And so there's several stores I went to where they're like, we don't want that much Monster. And so I had to take it all back.
Yeah.
And then I get the salesman calling me, well, you're supposed to just, convince them to take it. I'm like, that's not my fucking job.
That's
They could-
your job,
That is your
motherfucker.
job.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's why you're the salesman. But no, I
But
always
then,
I always felt the same way. That like there should be more of an incentive for
the drivers,
the people
Right,
that
exactly.
But that's the difference between
office
getting
worker
paid for
and-
what you sell and getting paid hourly. Like it's
It's still, though, it's like a free trip to Cabo. Like,
That's
I mean,
pretty fucking awesome.
yeah.
And
But,
it's like they justify it because they're like, well, drivers get paid a lot more than salesmen. Okay, we do. But what about the warehouse guys and the merchandisers that are fucking building it all and working
Putting
it
it
all?
all together, yeah.
fuck those guys, dude.
I
They're peasants. Nobody cares
listen,
about.
I just want
Wow.
to. I just want to complain.
Yeah, sure.
So
yeah,
but one of the stores I went to, I brought in 60 cases of Monster, which that's not a big one.
No, yeah.
The biggest ones I had were like 140 cases of Monster, but this one is 60. It was a smaller store. I had a note on my order that said, tear down the display, rebuild it with this. And I'm like, you can fuck right off.
yeah.
That
Yeah.
is 100% not my fucking job to
Yeah.
fucking. You want to incentivize and sell this fucking much Monster? Do a little bit of work.
No shit.
Tear down the display for me before I get there.
There's always that's been a fight since the beginning of time with this kind of thing because like salesmen are like, well, the drivers are like,
right there.
they're like
They're
they're
delivering.
they're like the ones in the trenches like doing that kind of work, and then the argument on the other side is like, well, I've got like multiple stores to do this at today, so like you come in and you make your fancy display that you're gonna get paid for. So it's like there's an argument both ways.
okay,
There
but
is.
so I got confused when you said drivers.
no,
You meant to say salespeople.
no,
No, the drivers are the ones who do all the work. They're
Yeah.
the trenches.
They're the ones who are delivering, right?
yeah.
Yeah, well, that's the part that didn't make sense because you're the one who's building all the displays.
Typically, yeah, in the past that was like as it was understood, but like once volume gets to like a certain point and they're working 14 hours a day and the salesmen are working like 8, it kind of like pushes back the other direction, like, well, maybe you should make your own fancy shit.
Well,
and I'll
that's
just get
where the
stuff to
argument comes
store.
in.
Yeah.
That we get paid a lot more. Yeah, when you work 8 hours a day and I work 15,
It's
there's-
hard not to get paid more
There's
than
a
you
little
do.
bit of difference in pay there.
I'll tell you this though, like when I first started doing that kind of thing, and thank God I'm out of it now, but when I started, drivers were way, way, way underpaid compared to salesmen. They made way less.
That's
like half.
Yeah, I'm glad it's not like that. Like,
Yeah, so I mean, like,
I
now
get paid
it-
a lot, so I don't complain too much. But when it's something like that,
Yeah, it swung the other direction. I guess that's where it gets lost on me a little bit because I used to do it for like half of what the salesmen get paid, and then by the end of my time doing that, the drivers were actually making more. So then I was like, it's hard for me to be too bitter about stuff. Like when I first started and I was making like $11 an hour doing it, you know, and they're making
like 15.
Well, they were probably making like some of those guys that were in it for like decades, they were probably making like some of them like $70K a year. And
Yeah,
this
so
was like,
about like 20
15 years ago.
They have to be up in the
Making great money.
20s.
Yeah. And like they weren't paid hourly, they were paid by incentive. So, you know, they
No.
made as much as they could, you know, and like
Right.
now it's swung the other direction where they're not making anywhere near that and drivers have surpassed it. So I get like a little bit like, it's better than it's been though. You
Yeah.
know, you don't get
I'll
a-
100%
but-
agree. It's better than it's been.
Yeah.
The thing that bothered me was it's like we're gonna run this incentive right along the side when Maverick's starting to do these freebie Fridays, and so it's not like not only am I bringing in 100 cases of Monster, but I'm bringing in 80 cases of Powerade. I'm
Yeah.
like,
A lot of shit.
fuck. I'm like, this last week across all routes we were at 9,500 cases. That is only 500 cases shorter than the biggest week we had for the 4th of July.
Yeah. That's
Like,
pretty wild.
what the fuck?
It's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah, it is.
It's just like nonstop.
And it was like
Right.
every day I had my truck full to the very end.
Yeah.
And Monday, Wednesday, Friday I had it full to the very end. Had to go and reload and fill it all the way to the very end again.
Fuck that.
So much fun.
Here's a question. Since your whole thing is like there's not enough incentive to do this, like blah blah blah. If for your jobs, say randomly they were like, hey, you know, if you work extra hours or some shit, because you guys sit around and drive most of the time. No offense.
I don't fucking.
Not him.
I don't sit there.
Point is that you guys don't
I
actually
drive for.
sell.
I probably drive for an hour a day, at most.
Really, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
He's
Out of
like
my 12
10
hour
minutes between stores and then he's back at it.
And that's if I'm sitting in traffic.
Yeah.
So my question here is like if you had to stay extra hours because what you already do is what you're expected of you. You're not going to get a goddamn cruise ship out of it, you know, like
Sure.
be on a cruise. So say like what would you think that you would have to do extra to qualify for like a goddamn like a vacation or some shit?
That's
And what would you want it to be? Like a trip to Cabo or a trip to fucking
I just like
money.
bonuses. I like bonuses.
I like bonuses, and they do. Coke does yearly bonuses now, and they're big. They're
Are-
big bonuses.
Are they?
Because it's based on your
time.
and then you get an extra kickback for if we met a certain percentage of sales, which we met already.
That's like profit sharing.
Yeah, well, no,
Yeah.
sort of, but I mean, we
No.
met that percentage already of like growth, and now we're trying to tell the salesman like, hey, slow it down. We met the percentage. If you keep going up, next year we'll have to beat that same percentage we
Yeah.
just fucking grew to.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the part that sucks. And that's the part that also sucks for them is because, you know,
They have to now reach
they
to
have
the sky.
they have to meet, like they'll put arbitrary sales numbers out there. And like Dylan has to deal with this all the time. Frito would be like, this month you must sell $30,000. And it's just like, it comes from kind of nowhere. Like usually the year before, but like now they've kind of like just make up their own shit just so that the drivers miss all the time or the sales reps miss so that they can pay them less. Yeah.
I'm glad Coke doesn't do that to our
Yeah.
salesman.
No,
Could you
it's
imagine
fucked.
Dylan's just like knocking it out of the park each time? They're like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, like how is he doing it? And it's like it's just not even physically possible sometimes. Like because you can't motivate you can't influence how many people walk in there. You can't influence how many, and people are spending less money right now because
Oh, yeah.
100%.
it sucks. You know,
Spending, we've
Thank
been
you,
spending a lot-
Biden,
Well,
for
yeah.
making us poorer than fuck.
Yeah, well, I have opinions on that.
I know.
Very. Welcome to the red.
Anyway.
so what
This
do you guys
guy right here?
So
what do you guys think about the? Not to get like political immediately, but what do you guys think about like the Democratic Party like basically like shoehorning Kamala Harris in as that nominee?
right now
Great.
they're debating whether or not it's even legal.
It's
No, it's
techni-
100% legal.
It's
No,
legal,
no.
but they didn't like follow their own policy. Like as
But-
far as like people voting them in. to
That's the
being-
problem. That's why it's not legal. Because
that's not a
no one
legality.
voted for it.
That's
they,
not a
they went
legality.
back and they looked and they're like,
Yeah, that's just their
guess what? Who's
policy.
never been on the list?
That's
Yeah.
not a legality.
But they
that's
like-
that's a party policy.
Party policy. They can do whatever they want, but like, you know, it's weird that like people within their party didn't get to make that decision because they know it would have probably gone the other way. But all the funding that has been acquired for Biden, $92 million, like they want it to go to her. If it was a different candidate, they have to start from scratch with zero. She's the only one that could just slide into that place and get that same money because she was involved in that same campaign.
But at the same time, she's already got the support. She's already, like, as of like Wednesday, $250 million raised in her campaign.
Yeah,
funds.
and she
so
got
she
like
has
a
the
shitload.
support, and honestly,
From who?
of the Democrat
Corporations and
no, that was all small business and small donors.
it's weird. You'd think they would like want to.
I guess no, that was the first 81 million was small businesses and small donors, 81 million, and then. But the thing is I think a lot of people were holding that money back from Biden because they're like, no.
Their biggest
They're
donor.
like, oh, Biden's out? Fucking send it.
Their biggest donor paused it after his last speech. Like, so they did the debate and then they tried to save face by doing that like 18 city run or whatever. And then they did that last one on TV. And after he did that, their largest donor paused their donations. They're like, we can't support this.
So I think the pick
Dead guy.
I do think the pick for Kamala Harris
Makes sense.
It makes sense, and honestly, it's a good pick. She is qualified. She is.
I mean,
I don't know if I believe anybody's qualified.
yeah.
But
If you, I mean, I'm voting for Trump. I am because and it's not that I'm necessarily voting for Trump. I am voting for the Republican Party because most of my ideals line up with their ideals that the Republican Party has. But Kamala Harris is smarter than Biden. Like currently,
currently,
Well, I
like
mean,
I think all time.
that's not very fair. The
all
bro
time-
doesn't even know who he is.
all time, I think they're about even. Like Kamala Harris, she's educated. I mean, she's
honestly don't know if you could look like you and be allowed to vote in the Democratic Party.
right. Well,
You just look like
They're like,
you know
he's
how
a snake.
you look.
I know how I look.
Yeah,
I'm one
You
step
look-
away from having my MAGA hat.
Did you just say MAGA?
Yeah, MAGA. Make
Isn't
America
it
great
MAGA?
again.
Who says MAGA?
Isn't that what it is?
MAGA. Everybody says MAGA.
MAGA.
Who says MAGA?
I don't.
It's wrong. I don't. It's incorrect. I don't know,
I don't know.
to tell you.
But
It's not even a very good
I think
word.
it's a great pick, and I think it's going to be a close election. But I do think
I don't think.
I think it's going to be a very close election.
I
but
can
think,
see it being more a close call between Clinton, or is that the other one? JFK's son.
JFK's
Son.
nephew,
Is it his nephew?
Robert F. Kennedy.
Yeah, Kennedy. Kennedy and Trump.
Oh, you said Clinton.
I did. I
Fucking
did
true.
say Clinton.
No.
I meant to say.
RFK's
He
like
probably
got
thinks
like
Madonna's
six-
in the race. Anyways.
RFK's got like yeah,
Nah.
right. Like he's got like 6% of the supporters. Like
RFK's got some great
stands.
too. But
sure, yeah. Like I would.
And
go,
I mean,
I would go for him like way over,
Kamala.
Kamala, but like he's. I mean, it's like every year or every election cycle, the independent party gets stronger than it ever was. Like the 80s, 90s, 2000s. Like forget about
well,
it. They,
and
like, say
that's the generation we're growing up in now.
Yeah,
and
and
it's not going to be too long. I don't think it's going to be too long before an independent party is.
Finally in lead.
I think it'll be forever still. It's getting stronger still, but like if you look at the polls right now, it's like
Yeah, like
48 to 47 to 6. Yeah, it's not even close, and he's the strongest one ever.
Yeah,
And it's so I think it'll be honestly probably decades before one even becomes like a front runner candidate. Like it just I'm all for it. Like I don't like two-party system. I think we should be like
Doing
what
the
is it
third?
like Belgium that has like 12 or something like that? It's crazy.
Well, we don't have a two-party system. We have a two-party, like, dominating
Sure,
system.
Sure, but it's two-party in the sense that you don't have a chance if you run outside of that.
and which is honestly very stupid.
it
should
is.
go- it
That's
should go
why
to
I don't like it.
I don't. I think we should abolish the party system completely
Well, you-
and let people run on their platform of.
I agree.
Then it doesn't matter. If that were the case,
Just their
Just their stance, not
the-
their fucking
their
side.
their policies, their everything they stand for, not necessarily what color they represent.
It really is, dude. Honestly, when it comes to
You know
these-
what I meant.
He meant red or blue.
No,
Guys, he meant red or blue.
Whoops. Will you Google countries like with the most political
Countries, parties.
parties? Yeah, because I
Political
think
parties?
I'm pretty sure it's like one of those European countries that has like a
Watch,
shit
we have
ton-
like 6 and we didn't even know about them. They're like, fuck.
According to the
I think you just went to a list of
inter-
largest political parties.
India with a staggering 2,293 registered political parties as of
Damn,
2021.
that's way more than I thought.
This is followed by the United Kingdom with 1,200 parties.
Wow.
God damn.
And the United States with 1,100 parties.
Okay,
We have
All right, now
1,100
they're
different-
okay. They're getting silly now. That's
So,
stupid.
I'm going to say the United States does have a lot of parties, but like it doesn't
That's
matter.
Yeah, I'm talking about ones that are like on the ballot. Like, what countries have the most parties on the ballot? Because I think it's like countries that have like 10, 12, 20, something like that. Like,
I mean, I can look that up.
yeah,
Refine my search a little bit.
yeah, that's
strongest
Because like, I never
parties.
expected to see the United States has thousands. Like, okay, none
Bullshit.
of those count.
Yeah. I was like, let's be real. If they all still fly under one flag, they're
Yeah.
they're not much different.
Oh, I don't fucking know where to even look.
Turns out it's pretty hard to find.
740 record high. 744 are contesting, but expected to remain. So it looks like India still has was 744 on the ballot.
Oh wow, that's a huge ballot.
Yeah.
Imagine like unfolding that son of a bitch. It's like-
Dude,
just
you're
for-
like, oh my God,
Well,
these
'cause-
guys have the same fucking name.
I about said something. I'm not going to keep that.
Say it.
No, especially in India, because it's not definitely not going to be electronic, because third world.
It's all paper.
It's all paper and ballots.
I'm like, yeah, we're like, yeah. How do they do it in countries that matter?
Wow. God damn.
Oh, that just reminded me of the fucking without a paddle scene with the laser on the forehead.
Oh, yeah.
Oh man,
I feed you 2 goats.
that was wild. That was so much fun.
But no, so I think this election is going to be a close one. I think
Oh,
it's
yeah?
going to go to Trump,
I think they always are.
but I think it's going to be. Well, I mean, it's always close in the fact that California is always going to vote blue.
Not this time.
Washington and
around.
Oregon are always going to vote blue.
That would be crazy. Can
I
you
would
imagine
love
if
to see
California went
red.
red, dude? That would be so wild.
All the people that were annoying and then left to every other fucking state.
See, the thing is it's not going to go red because Northern California is red. Southern California, where 90% of the populace is blue.
Central California, like outside of San Francisco, the Bay Area is pretty red, like with the farmers and the agriculture.
Well,
and stuff
I
like that.
just San Diego.
Well, and I don't blame them. The
So
blue
you-
is crazy with all their standards and shit like that. Big
I mean-
industry can't afford to keep going blue
I feel
and
like
green or whatever the fuck.
San Diego, LA, they're just the 2 cities there probably make up 40% of the population of California.
Yeah, but so you just got to
Just those
beat the
2
rest
cities.
of them with the 60.
Yeah, it is.
But
Yeah,
that
'cause-
means that there's 60 has to go red.
That's fine
And
by
that's
me.
not going to happen. It's
You
not.
never know.
It would, you know how monumental of a shift in politics that would be if California went red?
Yeah.
It'd be amazing.
It has like
it'd be
it-
amazing
it'd
just
be-
to see it. I
it would-
just want to see it.
It'd be like Montana and Wyoming going blue.
Yeah. Like
That's-
I can't say Idaho because Idaho has voted blue. I think with Obama
We're
they
a
voted
long
blue.
time ago, but like actually as it stands,
pretty
They're
high.
red. Oh, we're red.
we could, I think, arguably the reddest state in the nation.
Not over. Not
I don't
over
know.
Montana
Texas
and
is pretty
Wyoming.
fucking
I
strong.
don't know. No, that's the thing. Montana,
Texas. Or
Montana's
Texas.
biggest cities are very liberal. Bozeman and
Are they?
Yeah, Bozeman's pretty
They
Okay,
call
okay.
the Montana people call Bozeman Bose Angeles.
Los Angeles. Huh?
Yeah, because
Well,
of
okay,
a
I
bunch
would
of-
say Wyoming then.
Well, that's where all the
Could be.
You're not, and the thing is Wyoming I think has like 2 electoral votes.
Yeah,
because-
we do too.
Yeah, and Montana or Wyoming is a bigger state than Idaho, and there is just nobody there. The
Yeah,
people that live
because
there,
it's harsh to live there.
no, people move to Wyoming to get away from people,
Yeah,
Like-
Yeah, exactly.
and they're all farmers and they're all
Yeah.
conservative. Like it's,
But
like,
I think, Montana is kind of going the way of being a lot like a California, where there's like huge areas
Well, you
of
know-
red voters, and then just little pockets of
The blue.
what do you call it? City centers that were pretty.
I
blue.
actually this reminded me. I was when I was at work the other day. I left my phone in the truck and I went to take a shit. So all I had was my work phone to entertain myself while I was taking a shit. So I was just looking at the headlines on the Google, and one of them was
on the Google.
on the Google. That was probably the oldest thing I've ever said. But
You're getting there, man.
on the Google, anyways, it
They
was
adding
an article.
to everything.
Yeah.
You're like, you don't have to do that.
I was
was
on
on
the
the
Facebook the other
Yeah.
day. Jinx.
Well, I mean, it used to be called the Facebook anyway. So
Yeah, it
let's
did.
be
And
real.
then Justin Timberlake had them drop it.
Yeah. It's Justin Timberlake, yeah.
Yeah.
That's who portrayed him in the fucking movie, I guess. But, anyways, this article, it was a lady. She moved from San Diego. She's a single mother, made $150,000 a year in San Diego, could not afford child care or afford to provide for her family. And so she moved to Salt Lake City, and she's lived there for about 4 months or 5 months. Now she wants to move back to San Diego.
because they don't believe the things she believes in.
And that she's like, it's arguably, the cost of living is lower, but, there are some things that are like grocery prices are comparable. And I'm like, okay. So we get to the real reason.
Yeah.
But there's just so many people here that my ideals don't line up. And I wanted to help change that.
Okay.
Oh,
But yeah,
no.
fuck off. That is what is happening. These Californians are moving into
Other
these
states.
super conservative states and then saying how awful we are. And I won't even say I would say those like Southern
people
California,
from other areas.
like Southern California, like the super blue parts of
Yeah.
California,
Yeah.
are moving to these super red states and then going, you guys are awful.
And it's like,
Well,
we didn't
you
ask
moved
you to
here.
come here.
Yeah.
Yeah, no
ask you to
shit.
come here.
Idaho is actually pretty vocal about not wanting people from California to move here.
Yeah, but there are so many people
And
that
we're kind of
They have been.
shitbags
But
about it.
that's
I
the
won't
thing
lie,
is-
because I've noticed it.
Well, it's because a lot of it is because like it inflates
The shit out of our economy.
everything. Yeah.
that's the big thing. It's not so much that they're trying to change our ways because they're not going to.
no.
No.
Like,
it's
They'll
just,
get
we
beat up
are
long
we
before
are a
that.
Republican state through and through. Even though sometimes we might vote Democrat. Like I think we voted.
It
on
just
Obama
depends.
time.
It just
I think it was,
depends
I
on
think it was
the.
Obama's first term. We voted blue.
really?
I think
it
so.
was.
Yeah.
I don't
But
think.
you want to know what? I'm going to tell you the truth
I'll
about
look it up
that.
here in a
I
minute.
think the only reason most people voted for Obama is because he was black. I don't think they actually voted for him because of his
and that's the
policies
thing.
and
There's
shit.
a lot. That's what a lot of people are going to vote for Kamala Harris for is because she's black.
The crazy part is if you go back and you watch the debates
And a
between
woman.
Obama and Mitt Romney, like in how cordial and civil it was.
God, they were
And-
It was good.
It was the
wasn't.
way it should
wasn't.
be,
It
yeah.
wasn't entertaining like it.
No,
like a,
but that's the thing.
They were
not
just
everything.
polite.
Trump debate.
Not everything needs to be WWE. Like it was like,
Yeah.
But they were like, and they would say like, as my opponent said, which I agree with, and then they would just like go on and make their point, and they were like nice to each other, shook hands, like
Yeah, they weren't at each other's
like,
throats.
Obama was very smart, like he was a good president, but like even though it's like not. I don't share like a lot of his ideals or whatever, but like he was a smart person. He was well thought out.
He was a great president.
Yeah, he was a really good president. Like, and that's, it's hard to argue against that. But like,
Oh, could you imagine if Mitt Romney, we had a Mormon president? Fuck me.
Again, I still think
He
that
means
the
that
religion
literally.
and state should definitely keep separate.
yeah,
I don't
But,
really-
mean, but like that's a big part of who they are, and they shouldn't.
No,
like,
I
hide
get it.
anything
If
about
it
who they
is
are.
what
That
you
would be
personally believe,
almost-
that's fine. But it's another thing to believe something and then be like, well, now that I'm in power, guess what?
I have
It's my personal beliefs that rule.
it's
That's not how
funny
it works.
because
But
like
a lot of it is
to be a Republican nominee, you have to be like a big God
Christian.
person,
really.
and I do not buy that with Trump like at all. Like, I don't think he's like religious at all. Like, he just
Have you heard the last, like, it was a clip I saw. He's like, he was saying something about go out and vote for, 4 more years and you won't have to vote. We'll have it so good. You don't have to worry about voting anymore. And Christians, I love you. I'm a Christian and I love you, Christians.
yeah.
And I'm like, I don't, you might be a Christian just by ideals, but you do not act like a Christian.
Yeah, you don't perform Christian-like duties.
In the Bible, like Moses said.
Whatever.
He built an ark, and it was a tremendous ark, Noah.
Oh,
It was biggest.
Oh, yeah, I was like,
I
I
was
don't think
actually-
Moses did that.
I was gonna go in the way of like,
Part in the seas.
yeah, as Moses said, "Let there be light." Agree with it. Big light fan.
Even though Moses didn't say that either, so I guess.
I just see him like misquoting the shit out of everything.
And as Jesus said, "Come unto me." Oh, actually, he really did say that.
Did he?
Come on me.
Come on me.
I was like, I don't think he did.
He said, "Come unto me." or
Come
something.
on to me. I'm into that.
I like it sticky.
man.
No.
Fuck.
So, yeah. If you guys could win anything, though, do you guys ever like enter contests and shit like that?
All the time.
Oh, yeah,
really?
I entered one that I really didn't expect to win one time. I won a snowboard.
Really?
Yeah.
From like your
That monster
company
snowboard, right?
or
No, actually, I won in one of those fill out the little slip drop box deals at
in the
the
gas
store.
stations?
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh, that's cool as shit.
Is that
was-
snowboard that's at your house now that you?
yeah, the Coors one.
Coors. I
Yeah,
thought, I don't know
it
why I
was
thought
a
Monster.
Coors Light display, and I worked for Pepsi at the time, and I was at the store all the time. I'm like, might as well give it a shot. Like I didn't think anything about it. Dropped it in there, and it ran for a few weeks, and I got to know the guy that was working in the store pretty well.
Well, if it doesn't cost you
And
anything, why
no,
not
it didn't
enter?
cost you anything. Like,
Yeah.
and so I like walked in, and I saw the display was gone, so I was like, guess the contest is over. Whatever. Like you don't really think much of it because you don't expect to win. And I walk in, and he knew my first name, but he was like, hey Blake. Like as soon as I walk in, he's like, what's your last name? And I was like, oh, Greeno. Why? And he was like, dude, you won that fucking snowboard. I was like, serious? Like, rad. Like, what do I do? He was like, oh, I just got it right here. Here you go. And I
Dude,
had to,
that's crazy.
I had to stuff it behind the seat of my truck and take it home. And
Hell yeah.
And I
Gloat.
never used it because it's so fucking badass. Like, I
yeah.
don't want to.
No, yeah. That's
but
just
and
memorabilia.
it's like
not even.
well, it's not even like a cheapy snowboard with like vinyls
And
on it
shit,
or whatever.
yeah.
It's like a high end,
Snowboard.
same brand that I was using already.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wasn't it a
And-
ride? I think it's a ride.
K2.
K2.
Yeah. And so it's like, I looked it up, like, because they do sell them. I looked up like Coors K2 snow. You're looking like $400+ for this thing. Like, so it's like really.
Definitely a good snowboard. Could have used it.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. Like
Yeah.
it wasn't something you would just. I'm just gonna hang it up. I
Yeah.
mean, you would. I would.
Oh, yeah.
too,
I would have
but-
totally hung it up.
And
I wouldn't have never fucking.
I did have it hung up and displayed. I haven't done that in my new house yet because I don't really have even like a great place to do that. But
Yeah.
We had it on
but, like-
display for the podcast for a little bit.
oh yeah, we could. Oh yeah, that's right. It was in the background. It's still sitting there, actually, in that corner. But yeah,
Gathering up
I
all
remember.
the
Yeah, I said it
spiders.
there. I was like, that'll just be cool to sit behind.
And then it never showed up. Like, it rarely was ever in the actual screen.
Yeah, because we kind of had it behind.
Behind me.
It was behind Zach.
but,
Zach-
But
Zach-
no,
I mean,
that would be-
I'm thick enough. I'll hide a whole snowboard.
Huh?
I said I was thick enough. I was hiding that whole snowboard.
Oh yeah.
I'm thick.
I'm thick.
We didn't just zoom in. You just happened to be bigger than the camera could view.
Yeah. Well, I mean, says the one who's the biggest on the cameras right now.
I know, dude. I don't know why I'm.
Because you're sitting like you see how far back we are.
Yeah,
Yeah, dude,
I'm always
I'm not
playing
gonna
with that
be all
because
the way
like
back here.
there'll always be one of us that's like right up on it, and like so sometimes I'll like sneak up and like just
Yeah.
kind of.
See, I would too, but then I didn't. Okay, let's just do it. Fuck it. It feels so weird.
Yeah.
But Dylan would do this, and his like forehead would be like out of frame.
No shit.
Yeah.
So yeah. Zach, so you've done it and you actually won. I never thought you actually win. I just thought it was like a weird way to get
gimmick.
people's information or make people participate
Yeah.
in
Oh,
some
it's 100%
stupid.
a real thing.
But yeah, it's nice to know that
I've-
like they actually do pay
They
out.
actually do, yeah.
I've actually won like, not through that kind of thing, but putting my name in for like when a radio place is at like a store and putting your name in for something to win.
Yeah.
I won tickets to a concert that I actually couldn't go to because I wasn't 21.
Oh,
Because it was at the Pepper Tree Lounge when the Pepper Tree Lounge was a thing here.
Oh
Yeah, yeah.
But it was for
the whole place got closed.
My Darkest Days.
Oh,
I put
that
in
would've
for it
sucked.
on K-Bear.
oh, that's
Won it. And then
then
I
you
went to
couldn't
pick
go.
up. I went to pick up the tickets. They're like, "You're not 21."
It's like, why didn't you guys say that on the radio?
Right.
You know,
I was like, because I was like, it wasn't because it was who was playing. It's because of where it was playing.
Yeah.
I would have been like, well,
And
give me the fucking tickets. I'll sell them to somebody.
Well, they
Like,
gave me the tickets. And they're
Yeah.
like, you can't go, but here's the tickets. And
Yeah.
so I gave them to Marissa.
Oh, there you
There's
go.
that.
Oh,
At,
yeah.
at the time, we were just dating. So I was like, you go take someone and have fun.
You take somebody
She
else.
didn't take anyone, but
Oh, that's
she
kinda
asked me if I could give her a ride there. So I hung out in Idaho Falls. Well, she went to this concert, and I'm like, well, this is fucking stupid.
Did you ever, you're that moment, you're like, I'm a cuck.
you know the
Hey, did you ever have that weird feeling where you're like, oh, she's just using me?
She's just
Once this
using
is
me.
No,
over,
I
yeah.
was like, okay, maybe I'll get fucked if I do this.
Well, see, that does sound cuckish. That sounds very like,
No,
or
that's
not
just
so
sound-
much cuckish.
it's
What's
simpy.
simping.
Simpy.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Oh,
like,
I 100%
whatever,
simped over
dude.
my wife. She's
yeah,
my
that's
wife. I
fine. No,
simp over her.
that's cute, but it's one thing when you're like, I simped and then I lost.
and
because
then I
was-
lost.
You know,
Have you guys, you know, those like giveaways they do? Like, it's a huge thing online now, like truck builders or like,
no, they sell
or
their-
like, you know, clothing sellers or whatever. And they'll be like, yeah, go online. Every dollar that you spend is X amount of entries to like win this fucking
yeah.
truck or whatever. And I've like, there's been a few places that of things that I liked where they were doing that. So like I go and I'm like, fuck it, I'll buy something small and like by the off chance that I like win it, like that would be dope, you know? And then like that 10 or 20 bucks you spend is like, but you still get stuff, you know?
Yeah,
But like, I'm actually in the middle of one right now with Motorsport.
Are you?
The Motorsport, like they sell like parts and accessories and stuff like that. Like, and you don't actually have to buy anything. You just enter
To win.
every week while it's like open for like 3 months. You just can enter once a week. So you just submit it. And so I've done it like 8 weeks in a row. And it's like, so I could win a brand new, fully kitted 2-stroke KTM
That would be fucking
dirt
sick,
bike.
dude.
Yeah. And it fully kitted meaning it's like built race bike, you know? And I'm like, fuck, that would be sick. Like,
Well, even if you won and you didn't want it, you could still sell that fucking thing.
oh yeah, you sell it for a ton because it's like
Brand
built-
fucking new.
It's brand new and it's built with all the best parts and stuff.
bells
so,
and whistles and all.
so yeah, I'm actually in the middle of it right now. And it's like, again, you go into that thinking like, I'm not gonna fucking win, but what's like 20 seconds of my time to fill out the entry thing every week, you know?
yeah, no shit.
They even email me, so I click on it. Auto populates my information. I send it, and it's like, okay, you've entered 7 times, 8 times, yada yada yada. You know, so like,
That's cool. I like it when they
and you
do
don't
that.
have to spend money. Like I get the ones because it's like they can afford to do those things because of what people buy.
Yeah.
But it kind of sucks to have to spend money to enter a contest because like
Well, yeah, because then you're like, well, now I'm out, and all I did was pay to play something I was never gonna win.
yeah, but like you know you got your merch still, and if you were gonna buy it anyway, then it is what it is.
Well, if
Like
you're getting merchandise though, and then you get the chance to enter, that's one
Yeah.
thing. It's just the ones where you pay,
yeah.
and then they're like, that's it. You
Yeah.
paid for this ticket for this chance.
My favorite YouTube channel right now, currently, they're like running one of those contests to like get like an Audi R8,
Yeah.
like a built Audi R8, and I'm like thinking to myself like, where would I even fucking put that thing?
No shit.
And then I'm thinking like, how much is the insurance on that thing? Like it's got to be so expensive. So like, even if I did win it, that's one where
Immediate sell.
You probably just sell it
and that's,
because
that's
I'm
probably
like,
one of those
'Cause,
things
I
you
do
win
like
and have
the-
to pay taxes on.
well, and most of these things now they've gotten slick. People got slick to like, if I win something that's worth 200 grand, I got to pay taxes on it. I can't afford that, you know?
Yeah.
So like, I can't even
Win.
I can't win it, you know? And they got slick to that. So they started doing, you win this car plus 20 grand cash or whatever, or
So you
like
can pay
whatever
for the
to pay
fucking-
the taxes. So like now they do, because they know people can't afford that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
because
Well, and
that
I
was
think
one
it's
thing I
bullshit
went,
that you have to
like-
pay taxes on something you won.
I know.
Well,
It's
see,
just-
that's what,
it's
like,
like inheritance tax.
Yeah, I think that's dog
It's like
shit.
you already, your family already paid tax on this money, and you got to pay tax to get that money from
them.
Because like if they had like before they died just pulled it out of their bank account and just handed it to you.
Yeah.
Well, do you know how many people like on The Price is Right? How many people like sell their cars they win and stuff because they're like, they'll take like instead of taking the car itself, they'll take the cash amount for the car because they're like, I can't afford the
taxes,
taxes
yeah.
on that car.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're like, oh, and like back then that was like small potatoes. Like now they're giving away these like
$1 million
super
cars, it
expensive
feels
doll-
like,
yeah.
basically.
well, they like or like these like fully built like Dodge diesel trucks with a trailer with a fucking
Yeah.
Like there's one the guys out of Utah are doing the Diesel Brothers, Dave Sparks, you know, and like right now you could win It's like this built like diesel work truck, but it's like nice as fuck, and then it's got a nice trailer and then skid steer on it, and that's called it's from a company called Your Own Boss, because like you win that and basically you're set up to like
Be your own.
do your own business. Yeah, I was like, that's dope, because then you could actually earn money with it.
Yeah.
But still,
Yeah.
that setup has to be $250,000 probably. Like,
Probably a little bit more because those skidsters are not cheap.
I mean,
you were looking into buying one, weren't
Yeah,
you?
I've looked into buying
it's
a
the
bunch of
cheapest
shit.
part of that whole setup.
That's the sad part.
Yeah.
Because like I even
I
looked
would
up
say-
trailers. Trailers are easily $5,000 to $10,000, and that's just for a nice one.
I would say the trailer is probably the cheapest part of that setup.
But these trailers that they're doing now are fucking ridiculous.
Stupid, yeah.
They're not just flatbeds.
They are, but they're like
They're just-
hydraulic lifts and like all this crazy,
Bullshit.
super high end,
Oh, okay.
like nice.
It's to
trailers.
make it easier for you to get your shit on.
I'm
and
looking
off.
at some of these that they're using. I'm like, they easily spent $50,000 on just a trailer.
Damn.
Yeah, like it's fuck.
Well,
it.
and that's another crazy
Wild.
thing is what people are like. Oh, this is what I think it's worth, and like, hey, here's some reality, bitch.
yeah.
How good do you think you guys would be at the prices, right?
Oh, I'd be fucking terrible. I
There
know
was-
for
there was a
fact
time-
I'd be bad.
I actually think I'd be decent at it, but
There was a time I would like when I was like
15.
12 to 15, 16, where I watched it like on during the summers every day with my dad.
Well,
I could have fucking got on there and been like,
Bam, bam, bam.
Okay, here's one for you. Like, because this is just such a fucking crazy, and let me give or take a couple grand because I'm like haven't looked at it exactly in the last few days. What do you figure a brand new Toyota Tacoma, like TRD, like highest package Tacoma is? Like just a Tacoma.
56,000.
Okay, Gavin, you're not Googling it, are you?
Oh, I totally am.
I want you to like guess.
Oh, I will.
Guess before you look. You fucking idiot. You can't guess after you look. Quit looking at your phone.
I'm not even done typing it in.
Yeah, guess.
What was it again? Tacoma.
Yeah, Tacoma, like the highest trim package Toyota Tacoma, like brand new. What do you figure that?
We're going prices right here. So,
Yeah.
Fuck.
So lowest or
You said-
closest to, but not over. Wins.
Yeah, you said
and you said 50?
you said 54.
56.
56? Okay.
56.
Okay.
Yeah, see, I'd have to range from a little bit higher than that because if it's got all the bells and whistles and shit, I know Tacoma is kind of like the rest of them. They have over expensive shit, so I'd say
Oh.
around 60, 70-ish K-ish. So I'd
That's
go
a
like,
little high.
let's go 64.
That's pretty fucking good guess. I saw it for like 68.
Oh,
no
or,
shit.
Or like 63. So like give me I'm like I said, I don't have it right in front of
So
me.
I was
but,
just
like,
I was just
you're in
basing
the-
mine off of like built like nice pickups being like 120,000.
Yeah. And this
I'm like
is
it's
a
it's an
mid-size.
import,
Yeah.
mid-sized, not full-size pickup.
Yeah.
So I was like 56,000. That's probably like the not TRD Pro.
Yeah. Yeah. Here's the wild part. The Tundra's cheaper.
No shit.
And it's half ton.
Well, the reason it probably is because the TRD Pro it's geared towards like off-road work and
yeah, I'm trying to look
doing
it up.
like kind
Actually-
of like Moab bullshit.
I have a video on this.
TRD Pro with your little widow watter.
You with a water?
Yeah, I don't believe
okay.
that's true.
What? Yeah, and the Tundra's not too bad either, honestly.
I'm gonna send this to you, Zach.
but 168.
This is funny because I looked up Tacomas
Okay, go to
and
your
stuff
TikTok.
like that,
Cause
and they're like, "Here's what you can get in for it." They're like, $410 a month.
yeah,
I was like-
and that's a lease.
Yeah, and I was like,
Okay, this guy's his name's Ryan Morales. He does like these like too expensive trucks on Facebook Marketplace thing. Like he trashes these guys. So like,
dude, I seen one yesterday for a 1971. He wanted $1 million for it.
Fucking-
Deal, the new Tacoma TRD Pros. We're gonna look at half a dozen other vehicles that are worth less than this, but offer way more bang for your buck. First up, we're gonna compare another Toyota, a half-ton Toyota truck, brand new 2024
$6,000
limited
less.
Tundra.
The
This is
Tundra.
a very, very nice vehicle for less than that Tacoma Pro.
No shit.
AT4 GMC, brand spanking new, less than that Tacoma. Say you're in the market for an off-roading SUV, brand new Land Cruiser, $60,000. Once again, another very nice, luxurious General Motors
That's
truck.
a high country, too.
$65,000. People use these things to go to the grocery
68
store. It's not like they're
almost
going off-roading.
That's
$69,000.
ridiculous.
If
a
I'm on
Tacoma.
Toyota,
And then it's Big Brother, the half ton Tundra, fucking $6,000 less. more capable. They said the only difference.
The one that blew me away is that the 2024 GMC Denali AT4 that was cheaper than
Yeah.
Dude,
That's what, and
than a
that
TRD
the whole
Pro.
thing that like got the Tacoma to like where it is being like
It was affordable. Wasn't it?
affordable truck that's super reliable and holds its value really well.
that might be
And
the
now-
reason why it's so expensive because it's going to hold its value and it's going to be a really reliable truck. But then again,
It-
also the Tundra
The only thing that holds its value better than the Tacoma, I think, is the 4Runner. Yeah,
and
like,
and 4Runners are. I thought I was like I had the thought of getting a brand new 4Runner, and then I looked at price tag and I went, "Fuck no! If I'm paying that much, I'm getting a full size pickup."
and the reason I was looking into this is because like I was kicking around the idea of like trading in my car for possibly a 4Runner, Tacoma, or a Tundra. And right now, like the Tundra is looking like the best deal.
Yeah.
Which like honestly, like if it's cheaper and it's a half ton, like it's like there's no question.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like because like I was like, oh, I don't actually pull that much heavy stuff. Like it's mostly just
No,
dirt
yeah.
bikes and quads, small trailers and stuff
Half
like
ton
that.
would be more than enough.
More than enough. Even then that's why I was thinking like Tacoma would be fine because like they're more powerful than they used to be, and I don't haul heavy shit.
Yeah.
And so I was like, that would be great. And then you start looking into it, and I'm like, fuck, it's
It's not worth it.
$6-7 grand more than a
the
Tundra.
fu- the-
like, why
the
wouldn't I
fuel
get a
mileage should
Tundra?
be a
Yeah, no
difference.
shit.
The fuel
Well,
mileage should be a difference.
but
You're gonna
like-
get better fuel mileage on the V6 Tundra than
But
you are on the V8.
here's my
the
bigger
V6.
bitch about this.
They actually don't like the older one, like 14 to 18 or whatever. Like Tacomas, from what I could see, were like not that great on gas. Like
Well,
it's almost
gonna be
like
better than a V8 Tundra though.
well, that's the thing. Like there's like a point of like diminishing returns. Like smaller motor, work harder. You know, like it has to work harder to like move a truck. So like it can actually like go the other direction and
Very
be
possible,
less.
yeah.
Like these brand new trucks, these V8 Tacomas or Tundras and stuff like that, like they got so much power and they're so efficient to move a truck unloaded. They get crazy mileage compared to like what we've had back in the day.
Now,
you
what
know?
you just need is a Ford Lightning.
Yeah, dude, they're giving those fuckers away because nobody's buying them.
Well,
You seen like what they
Look up
the
one right
gimmicks,
now,
the
actually.
gimmicks are cool.
Yeah, the
Like-
gimmick's cool, but like, yeah, look up a brand new Ford Lightning on like Marketplace or something. Let's see, like, I think you could get into one for like 30K.
No,
or something.
That-
no shit.
That's
something like that.
That
Like-
blows my mind.
like, well, like dealers
I don't even
that
think
are
they
like,
should be that expensive.
dealers that just have like 20 of them sitting on the lots, or like lightly used ones or whatever. Boom,
45K.
45K for
I'm not sharing this because it's got my actual Facebook bullshit on it.
Idaho Falls.
Only fucking 6,400 miles on it.
Yeah,
Okay, they are pretty much.
that's
giving-
what like brand new trucks cost 10 years ago, 12 years ago.
Got it. God, they look so fucking. I don't know.
It's pretty much what a Ford's always looked like.
I don't know. They just kind of look fake and plasticky.
Yeah,
you know?
look at like 2002 Lightning back when they were cool. Like, because that was like a fast, like supercharged truck or whatever. Like 20 grand for that thing still, because people want those.
Oh yeah, because that was when it. That's the kind of truck.
That's when it was a gimmick.
You would
you know?
drop and it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. What's a fucking Ford Lightning? Let's go the Silverado Electro. What's that called?
EV. Just put EV.
Holy
That's
shit!
one
dude.
fucking thing I hate is when you're like trying
they
to look
even
up the
have one?
prices for things
Yeah, there
and
you
it
go.
just won't show you.
That's it right there.
$96,000. Oh my god.
No fucking way a vehicle should ever cost that. I
No,
don't think
no,
a
no,
vehicle
see,
should ever run past
These-
40,000.
it looks nice, but it doesn't look like a Silverado though. You know,
That
it
looks like
it
an
looks like an
Avalanche.
avalanche to me.
Yeah.
I'll bring this one up
But
here.
like-
Avalanches were ugly as fuck.
That shows the demand though versus
used-
like so Ford's like shoehorning these EVs into their dealerships and like saying sell these and nobody wants them. So now they've got like an overinflated market and nobody's buying them.
Oh, it's a
There you
kid's
go.
truck. I was like, $4,000? What?
There you go.
That's what I'm talking about.
$115,000.
Did you see the yellow one that's in town?
Yeah,
Dude,
there's
there's
a green
several,
one too.
There's
Yeah.
several in town now, and it blows my mind because I was like, I thought we would never see him here.
No, yeah. There's only like what, 1,000 of them made.
Oh, there's
Oh,
way more than
there's
that.
way
Yeah.
more than that. They're all over the place.
Yeah, I see them all. I see them every day on the interstate now. Like
Yeah, I've seen 'em-
It used to be super cool. I remember when I saw the first Ford Lightning I ever saw, the new Lightning on the interstate.
There's
saw
only
it,
been
like,
11,688.
In person, that Ford Lightning looked pretty fucking
pretty
cool.
good. But I saw one Ford Lightning. That was it. I've never seen another one.
I've seen a few.
I don't think I've ever seen one up until today.
But I've seen the.
But then again, I might be
I
mistaking
don't
them for
think
a
I've-
fucking avalanche.
Honestly, like
I
at
haven't
that
s-
cost,
No,
though,
the Ford Lightning is the one that looks like
Oh,
an
yeah.
actual Ford.
at that cost, I fucking kicked the tires on that. That's fucking cheap. It's 20 grand less than a Tacoma.
Dude,
For the Ford Lightning.
Yeah.
And what would it have? 40. It had 6,500 miles. on it?
6,500 miles on it was 45 grand. And I bet you that you only saw one. I guarantee you I could find one in the 30s. Guarantee you I could find one in the 30s.
Probably. Probably could. Like it's. Oh, let's see.
just
here.
what year are you looking at though?
For those, brand new.
Fuck. They just went that bad, huh? They just didn't sell.
Oh yeah, they just tried to feed a market that wasn't there.
Oh,
and
so
now
that was
they've
the
got
Pro.
like an influx
Now
in
here-
inventory on things that
Here's
they can't
this
sell.
one here. This one here is the Lariat Ford Lightning. So it's the highest trim package, 54,000, which is still cheaper
Then-
than
Then the it's cheaper than
So
the
what? Let me ask you, since you guys seem like you're willing to spend 60 grand on a fucking truck,
Absolutely, I am.
are you fucking kidding?
On a truck I
okay.
want.
No, I mean no is the answer to that. I was looking at getting rid of my car because I bought it for a purpose that I didn't even end up using it for, right?
Yeah,
so
yeah,
like
yeah.
that wouldn't have been the car that I chose to begin with. I got it for like fuel economy, right? Now I don't need it, so I'm looking to get out of it before it gets too old and gets too many miles on it, right?
Yeah,
To
yeah.
get the most out of it that I can. So I was like, oh, maybe I'll do one of these. Like, my idea was like, I'll go in, I'll trade it in on a lease for like one of these trucks that would not then be my daily driver, right? I wouldn't daily it, and then I would get rid of my old truck and I would get like a commuter car for that. So I'd commute in my little beater,
Yeah.
right? And then I'd have this nice truck sitting at home, and then at the end of that, do like the option to buy after the lease is over.
That's
after 36
that's what I'm thinking about doing.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of going and buying a brand new truck, I'm thinking about trading in my Cruise
Mm-hmm.
and leasing a truck.
Exactly. You
Because-
lease it because then when you have the option to buy, you're buying it as used, but you're the only one that's ever had it,
So you know what.
and it's been maintained and it's been
Yeah. So you
Yeah.
took care of it.
took care
Okay.
of it, and so like my plan is to basically use that. It's going to be a weekend warrior, you know.
that's all my like. That's
and
all.
by
I
the
need.
end of the lease, it's got like 12,000 miles on it, maybe, you know, if that. And you buy it, and you've got what is essentially a brand new truck that you bought for a used price.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm leaning towards is, yeah, trading the Cruise, leasing the truck I want,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean the lease is probably going to be $300, $400 a month, 400,
Yeah,
500 bucks a month.
it'll be up there, but like it's like I'm already paying that, so like at least
So it's
I'll
not a
actually
loss.
And then
I'll
this
actually
way-
save money.
And then this way, I have the option if I want at the end of my lease, do I want to just buy it out or do I want to go into a newer truck?
Yeah, and they say it's
keep
actually
the same payments.
Yeah, and they say it's actually the best way to. Some salesmen say it's the best way to kill if you have like negative, like equity
Credit
on a
scores.
car, because like you can work that into the lease deal, and then at the end of your lease, you've made all your payments. You can just walk away,
Yeah.
and you owe nothing.
'Cause,
Like,
yeah, I mean-
if you fulfill your contract and like that, you pay what said on the contract. At the end of it, you walk out scot free, $0 earned.
The
Or
thing
owed,
people
rather.
the thing people don't like about leases is you can only put so many miles on it before you
Exactly.
get charged extra. But if you make it just a weekend warrior, you're not going to meet that
You're not
mileage
going to meet
quota.
that mileage, and then you can like work in. You can negotiate. They say like this is a 12,000 mile lease. You could be like, I need 15, and then they'll work that into your deal.
Yeah.
You know, but so yeah, that's what I was thinking is like doing that, keeping the miles off of it, keeping it nice, probably even garage the son of a bitch, you know, and then
Take it out to the dunes.
yeah, take it out
Every
to the
other
dunes
weekend.
yeah.
See, but then you run the. I don't know. I like to have a kind of a junker vehicle to do the outing shit because then if it gets fucked up, I'm not upset.
Sure, there's that, but it's like at the same time, it's like it's got to be the one that's it's got to be capable. I don't want my daily driver to be like the capable like truck, you know.
Yeah.
Like,
Exactly. I wouldn't want my
Yeah.
truck to be my daily
You want
driver.
your
I would
tr-
use my Impala that gets fucking
your truck is
40
kind of-
miles to the or
truck is
36
kind of your
miles.
asset that you're trying to keep value on, you know.
Yeah.
You don't like daily drive your nice truck every day, Trevor.
Well, he paid cash in it, Trevor. Like, and
And he would just absolutely love to get the value off of it. It looks not good.
I think his truck actually looks really nice.
It looks really nice. Just like you got to get all the money it's worth off of there. Like you got to get rid of that.
The value.
No. I
Yeah, no, I bust his balls. For
I don't
this
think
in
he.
person.
I think he uses his other truck just as much as his white one.
Yeah, but his white one he likes to drive to work and put all the miles on.
Well,
Because he's trying to sell that car, isn't he?
Yeah, he got his Subaru and then he immediately puts it up for trade like right away. Which I also gave him shit for in person. I'm not saying anything
That hasn't
behind
been
his
said.
back.
I'm not saying anything I wouldn't say to his face.
Yeah, I'm not saying anything I wouldn't say to his face. You guys ready to hear the worst of it? No.
All right, guys, we're gonna take a quick break. I need to take a piss, and
We're gonna call Trevor and tell him what a fucking idiot he is.
yeah, let's do that. All right, we'll be back.
Bye.
Let's get some hee-hees and ha-has in, right?
Yep, we're getting some hee-hees and ha-has. Welcome back, guys. We're back. Even though it was like milliseconds for you.
Yeah. It was
We're gonna
forever
get
for
into-
us.
We're going to get into some TikToks.
I'm gonna come in the overflow room.
What?
Do not come.
Oh, I'm going to come.
Do not.
You must come.
Do not come.
I'm going to do it.
Do not come.
What the fuck?
Good old.
I'm gonna do it. Dude. That's fantastic.
I'm going to organize this. a little
Have you
bit
guys ever
better.
accidentally came in a weird situation?
What do you mean?
Like, I don't know. Have you ever been in public and you were like, wow, I'm weirdly hard? And then just happened to splooge?
No. Have you?
No.
Oh, okay.
But I've definitely been like rock hard where I was like, man, if someone were to like,
I've been hard when it didn't make sense. Like, yeah.
all the time.
NRB, you know what it's called?
What's in our
No reason boner.
Yeah, for real.
It's like when you wake up with a boner, right?
No, that's
But, like,
morning wood, and that's the most commonly wasted wood.
the most commonly, yeah. But like,
Here we go.
there's
my,
been times.
my wife sent me this one.
Oh my god! Big black corn dog of BBC. That is wild, dude.
My wife actually sends me some good ones.
Yep, I can relate to that.
All right, Gavin sent us some. Let's see what he's got here.
Oh, there's the Yellowstone.
Oh, did you guys hear about that?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's
so
a topic we can get into. Here, I'll show this here. People are freaking out, and I'm like, it's erupted before.
I can't believe it started. It's blowing up like that, and there's people still that close to it.
yeah. Like, I don't know how long it takes for you to be like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
all the shit that's falling from this is
Yeah.
painful.
Like that doesn't look right. Made me disappointed that there was 0 fatalities.
Oh Lord.
Oh, hi, Buzz.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Hello to the guys over there. Hi, fellas, to infinity and beyond. Hey, look, it's Buzz. Hey, Buzz, let's show the
This
guys
is-
our new secret best friend handshake.
Shake.
Give me 5, man.
Something screwy here.
So you see we're friends now, right? You bet. Give me a hug. I love you too.
See, it is Buzz.
Wait just a minute. What are you trying to pull? Nothing.
Nothing.
So that's the theory is that people were like, the only reason, Biden pulled out is because he's actually going to die and he's dead.
Yeah.
I was starting.
like,
I was starting to believe it, dude.
I
was like-
wasn't.
when he didn't show up for like 6 days or whatever. Well, and then he shows up, and everybody's like, "Oh,
Yeah,
You know?
everyone drops it. They're
Still,
like,
it
oh,
was
good.
it was weird, right? Like it was weird. Touch yourself, Andrew.
Touch yourself, Jimmy. Number 3, Coach Steve. I'm basically alone all the time.
Nick Kroll's
Number
been
4,
fucking
Lola.
hilarious.
Oh my God, Jimmy!
Oh my God.
I want to go to a Pretty Little Liars meet and greet.
Oh my God, Jimmy!
Yeah.
Number 5, Rick.
I saw
dude.
one pop up on one that I sent you there.
You sent me one.
Yeah, go. I thought I'd send it to you. Not that. Oh, okay. I saw somebody sent you the Mike O'Hearn one. I thought I sent it to you.
1980s
This one's so
insensitivity.
funny. Didn't we play this last time?
We did, yeah.
Didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But there's a
Send money for.
Maybe it was Dylan. Go to Dylan's. Maybe he sent it to you. Was it like a more recent one?
Oh, he sent me the fucking
the American flag stuff.
yeah.
I could have sworn
The Star Spangled
that's
Banner stuff, not the American flag. I mean, it has something to do with it, but not
Don't
everything.
worry, we're gonna win. Wait, what? I said no need to worry. We're
Oh,
going to
shit.
win
Did
the
I send
match.
this to you?
Yeah.
Well, I'm from 1947. I
Oh,
found
no.
a time machine and
I don't know.
That one's funny if you listen to the whole thing.
Let's see here. What's this?
I woke up in the morning.
No, AI.
Yeah.
Then went down to the kitchen to grab
I can't tell if this thing's backwards or forwards.
made myself some breakfast, another beer, of course. That's when my baby said to me, I want to get a divorce. Well, now I definitely need to go grab another beer or two.
I sent you one, Zach.
So I
I
can
found it.
All right, let's see here.
Yeah, I sent you shit from like forever ago, though.
Is it this one?
Yeah, that one.
Basketball. Wow.
Could you imagine you go into a
pet store?
and all you hear is nah.
Oh,
Yeah,
just
it's like
the N-word being
they're
blasted.
just like yelling, say.
Say the N-word. There's actually been a few pet stores that had to get rid of pets because of that.
N-word.
I'm sure people walk in and be like,
Blast. Oh, yeah.
yeah, just say it over and over again until they start.
Oh, Obama.
Like it was just basketball people. That's so.
Because I remember.
What if it's just a parrot? That people walk by like basketball people.
LeBron James.
Dude. And people 100% do that. You know, they like,
Oh, yeah. They
Have you
intentionally
ever?
do that.
Guys, have you ever seen a parrot actually talk?
Yeah, a little bit.
One of my family friends used to have they had a parrot, and it talked, and it said like full sentences, and it was kind of creepy because it would say it in the voice of who had said it, because they can mimic like
Dude, it's like
to the voice exactly. It didn't sound like pork body want a cracker. No, it was like one says, Diane, give me a fucking beer. And it said it in his voice, and I was like,
Dude.
oh, okay. And they didn't teach him that. He just heard it enough that he's like, okay.
I don't think people appreciate it enough for how crazy it is. We just go like, oh, that's funny. Say cunt. Say cunt. You know, and
Yeah.
but like how? How do they do it? Like I get the intelligence, but like their mouths
Don't
doesn't
have
seem like-
lips and
Yeah.
stuff like
it's
that.
like they got a little recorder in there and they just it's like a
Spit it out.
speaker. Yeah. I'm like, how is this it's mind blowing, honestly, but we use it for vulgarity and that's
it.
it.
Because we're fucked up
Yeah.
human beings.
Well, we've tried to teach animals how to communicate on their own and have actual conversations, and a few of them have. Like
Yeah.
monkeys, they straight up consign. They have
Sure.
real conversations with you.
Did
and
you know
parrots have no idea what they're saying, but
Did you
they
know-
can say it perfectly.
Did you know monkeys are in their own stone age right now?
Yeah.
That's what I heard.
Where
yeah.
they're actually using they're not like making tools out of stones, but they're using stones
as tools.
as tools.
Yeah, if they
That-
get like 3 steps further, I say we got to kill a few.
Well,
Yeah.
there's, I think they're orangutans.
You meant monkeys, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Wow. Anyway,
Well,
I
I'm just going back to
You know I'm serious when I use your full name.
Zachary.
But no. So did you guys ever hear about the drug dealer in Africa? Who
isn't?
I know, right? But no, he was like a drug lord or whatever. He had like children's soldiers and all that crap. But he had like a chimpanzee or it was a fucking orangutan. One of the he had a big fucking monkey, and he taught the monkey to use a machete.
Damn.
And well, here's the thing: the compound got raided. They were all getting killed. The monkey ran off and went into the woods, and now there's a bunch of monkeys out there that actually use machetes
Oh my
because
God.
they teach each other things.
Go in there with the machine gun and just mow those things down.
And they know what they have. They know that they have weapons.
That's crazy.
Oh God, here it comes. We're gonna get fucking War of the Planet of the Apes now.
No,
Yeah,
that's not actually.
it's like, should we be worried about AI or monkeys with machetes? Like right now, I'm worried.
What about
more
monkeys with
monkeys.
monkeys with machetes that are using AI?
Kill them all.
Well,
Put like a
exterminate.
biological disease out there.
Genocide.
No, oh God.
Sieg Heil.
Oh my God.
God.
That
Yeah,
came
sorry,
a little
what?
bit. That came from the soul. Did
Yeah,
you
no,
hear
that came straight from the gut.
coming from the Irish guy here. Definitely not from my soul.
I was gonna.
I might have
say,
been
like,
channeling my wife a little bit there.
Yeah. He's like got some German in him he didn't know about. And it's
Yeah.
like he's just channeling the homeland, the motherland.
Fuck.
Speaking of which, my son is like perfect, by the way.
Uh-huh.
He's blonde hair, blue eyed.
Zach's like, I'm not worried about him.
I'm not worried about him. Well, I'm fairly worried about him.
I would be worried if you keep
Oh,
making
like,
these
they're
jokes
like-
and he
so
takes it to heart.
I've got a story.
They're staring at him, waiting for one red hair to sprout.
Actually, you know what? I am going to share it. I had a bad father moment.
Oh, did you teach him a swear word?
No. So
You taught him the Nazi walk?
I had to
I mean, march?
yesterday.
Whichever.
This was yesterday. Peyton was running around doing his thing in the living room and everything. And I'm like, I need to go use the bathroom, so I'm going to go take a piss real quick. I come out from taking a piss, and my front door is wide ass open.
Oh no!
Oh, God.
And I'm like, oh shit, and immediately just book it out front. And I know exactly where he was going because anytime he goes out the front, he likes to run a certain way. I get out there, and I'm running down the street towards Boulevard up here, and I look either way, and I see a car kind of pulled off to the side of the road, like in someone's parking lot, holding my son 200 yards away from 17th Street.
Ooh.
I run up, and I am like, I'm breathing erratically, like I'm having a panic attack. Like
it wasn't just from running.
The panic attack set in as soon as I walked out of the bathroom. I'm like, where are you, kid?
Damn.
Oh, fuck. And 30 seconds is all it took.
That's all it takes.
Dude. And
That's
that's the
all it
moment you
took
want
for
to
him.
beat your kid to damn
So,
near death because you're like, you scared the fuck out of me.
I think
Dude, I can't.
really nice Mormon couple probably coming back from like a Saturday service or something, or went to like, they were in their Sunday bests.
Okay.
And they pulled
And they
over
were-
because they saw him. And
Well,
they,
what happened was this old lady was doing DoorDash and like saw him running and was like couldn't catch him.
couldn't catch him.
And so they pulled over, and a younger couple, probably my age, and they were on the phone with the police because they're like, "There's a fucking kid."
Dude, 30 seconds.
We checked. He doesn't have a wallet. We don't
Like,
know
yeah,
who
it
he
was
is.
it was
no
like
shit.
30 seconds from me using the bathroom to him opening the door. And I don't know, I must have not latched it enough or something because
Yeah.
that door is like
It might have swung open.
Oh, dude,
Yeah.
that's the second
was
that
super-
door
it
would
was
get
super
fixed or glued shut.
super windy. So I think I didn't have it latched all the way, and the wind just kind of
Yeah.
blew it up. And he's like, "Ooh."
And he was gone.
Fuck,
Yeah.
dude.
30 seconds, and he was probably by the time I left the house is when he was crossing across
The
towards.
Damn.
And I
That's scary, dude. Yeah.
I was almost in tears because I was like, oh my god, if he would have hit 17th Street, there's no way he would have
No, there's no way.
not got hit by a car.
I mean,
I
I
feel
like
like
to
I-
believe
and I
in
say it's
people,
a-
but at the same time, people
Yeah.
don't notice that shit because they're not
Well,
paying
they're not
attention.
expecting it either. Like you don't expect a toddler to go
Across the street.
Yeah, running out and stuff. But like, I have faith that somebody would have stopped and like been like, you know, like.
Well, and that's exactly what happened. Someone stopped
Yeah.
and picked him up. And,
See, and I think it could have happened still, even if he made it further. Like
my son being
but-
nonverbal,
Yeah.
they're trying to ask him like, "Where do you live?" And he's just like, "I don't know you. Why are you holding me?" And I come up, and he looks at me. He's like, "Dad,"
Yeah.
and the guy on the phone with the police is like, "The father's here," and so like
And the police are like, no, where are you? Let's
They're
go.
like-
no,
They're like-
I had to talk to the police.
Yeah.
They came up and they're like, they asked,
what the hell happened?
what happened, and I told him exactly what happened. Like, I turned my back for 30 seconds. The cop was super fucking chill. He's like, "Yeah, I have one that age.
Yeah.
I understand."
They're like the couple is like looking at him like, dude, where is your dad? And then Zach comes running up and they look and they're like, oh well.
Well, and I was in gym shorts, a tank top, and shoeless.
Yeah, they're like, look at this sack of shit. Like, of course.
Like the cops, and they came in and they came into the house and everything. And obviously, I mean, I was not worried because I was like, hey, at least I cleaned the house.
Yeah.
Because the house was clean.
Yeah,
They're
they walk
like,
in.
don't call CPS.
They looked at they kept a glass in the living room, which was a fucking disaster, but it was all fucking kids'
It's
toys.
toys. So,
Yeah,
if
so-
anyone ever said anything, I'd be like, that's so stupid. Fuck you.
Yeah,
Kids
like-
are monsters.
but I was-
People's houses, they get messy.
I
You
was
know?
dreading getting a call from CPS.
Ooh, yeah.
But at the same
dude.
time, how often does that
Shit
happen?
happens. Like, yeah, they can't like.
Well, that's the thing is you never know because it's always like you always hear about the one time when somebody loses their kid for dumb fucking reasons.
Well, and their
and you
kids-
don't want to be that dumb fucking.
That's
reason.
what I was like. I was like, I felt so bad. Like, I felt like I failed as a father.
Well, yeah.
Like horribly.
Dude, that
like
shit's
if he had
scary.
if he had went out back, not a big deal.
I would
Ain't
like-
nowhere for him to go.
I
All
would-
the gates are closed.
Yeah.
Well,
But I
not
would like to
right
hear-
now. That gate's open right now, but at the time it was closed.
I would like to hear from a parent that feels like they never fucked up like that at some point. Like,
Oh,
it,
Please tell me.
I would love
Yeah,
to see that
yeah.
person.
It
The
doesn't.
whole-
It doesn't exist.
I
But
would
then I
love to
wanna
see
see-
that pedestal that you think you're living
But
on.
then I want to see that kid and see how mentally
crazy.
fucked up they are because
Yeah.
their parents helicoptered them their entire fucking life.
Well, it's just like even then, the kid's they're gonna lapse in their attention for a moment, you know.
Yeah.
And I didn't
the
even
kid,
lapse in
and
my
the kid
attention.
pulls a pot of hot water off of the stove, or you know, like touches the oven when it's on, or some
Stupid
You
shit.
just can't. You can't prevent everything. You
Exactly.
know?
You really
I don't expect that if
Like
I ever
he-
had kids that I wouldn't have an instant like that at some point. Like, oh shit,
Right.
you know.
It was, and it was quick and a quick. You can't say it lapsed. I had to fucking piss. I had been holding it for an hour already. And I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, I gotta go now. Like,
Yeah.
right, it's trickling out of me, kid.
Well,
Like-
and it wasn't like a big deal. It wasn't like you were like, I gotta go take a piss. Like,
I've
it's
pissed a few times.
Like, yeah.
Like I've pissed probably hundreds of times. All right, kid, he's watching his movie. I'm good.
And nothing happens.
Yeah.
And I still felt so bad. I was like, I sat him down. And I'm like, we're watching a movie together. You're not leaving my sight until you go to fuck to bed.
Yeah, it's like our trust has been broken because
Duct
of your
tape-
actions.
You duct tape his feet together.
I might as well have. I pretty much duct taped him to me. Because anytime he got up, I'm like, where are you going?
Yeah.
This just reminded me of this. It's like not an equivalent story or whatever, but when our friend Derek was over at my house this weekend, like I was sitting on the couch, like kind of near where the arm of it is over here. And I was like talking to him and I was like explaining something that was like over here, right? And I just kind of go to motion like this to ever say whatever
Sweep one of your dogs
I
off.
and you know, Dino, right? The
He's-
smallest one. He was just perched up on the arm of the couch right there. He weighs like 3.5 pounds. You know?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
And he's just perched there chilling because he's like always next to me whenever I'm home. And he's just chilling. Yeah, Dad's here. Everything's cool. I'm safe. And I went like this, and I went wham, and I swatted him off of the couch. He went flying.
Did he look at you like, what the fuck?
He was like, I just see as he's falling, like. I felt so bad. I picked him up. I was like, I'm sorry.
He's like, nah, bro, you betrayed me.
You just accidentally swat him across the room.
Oh, I mean, I've backhanded my kid on accident several
I've
times.
seen Dylan backhand his kids a couple. I should say,
Out
like
of an
he
accident.
turned and he was doing something and they were there and they, yeah,
Catch
he
his
didn't
hands.
backhand them.
That's what happened. Like I was in the kitchen or something. I turned around, and my hand's like perfect level with his fucking head.
Oh, yeah.
Whack! And he's like,
Yeah, and they
the
always.
fuck?
Yeah, that
and
look.
you're like, you know what? I should make it look. Get out of the way. You know you shouldn't have been there.
Well, no.
Don't be up my ass.
And then the thing is if you go, oh no,
Yeah,
Then
they
they
start
cry.
crying.
yeah.
I've noticed when my kid hurts himself, I'm like, you're fine.
Mm-hmm.
Get up, walk it off.
Even if you just don't even address it, like, oh hey, and you just then it's over.
Yeah.
You got to address it somewhat because they're going to come to you looking for you to address it. And you can't just be like,
I mean, yeah, don't
And
be an
look away.
asshole. Be a bit like, yeah, like pat him on the head. What's up?
no, that's what I'll do. He'll come up to me, he'll like fall, and he'll run up to me. I'm like, you're fine, kid.
You're
and he's
fine.
like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm fine. Okay. And he'll walk away.
You can't go, oh my God. I've seen like three
Then
or
over.
like a kid falls down and like 3 or 4 of the moms swarm him. and then they freak out. And it's like, you can't.
Well,
Yeah,
they're
because now they're like, oh God, I died.
Yeah.
You know?
and like he's fucking Peyton, this kid. He is in that stage where if you don't watch him, he's gonna hurt himself.
Yeah.
I was cooking dinner for him, cooking mac and cheese, and I look around, and he's standing on top of the table, and decides now's a good time to try and get off. When the chair he used is over here, and he's over here, and he
So
goes,
just walks off.
he goes and does this little like
Tippy toe thing.
tippy toe off the edge, and then he sits down, and then he goes to like slide off. Well, that's a long drop, even for like if I was his size. It was half his. It's his height plus some.
Yeah.
And so he hit the ground, and then was like, "What the?" He had this like, "What the fuck?"
Because
look on his
because he doesn't understand like drops
drop.
get
Yeah,
more severe. The
Yeah,
higher you
that
get.
higher you
And,
up.
Like
Yeah.
it looked like it hurt too. Like it jarred him.
Like it just thump. Yeah.
And then he like stood there for I don't
Fuck knows how long.
2 seconds. It felt like an eternity, but it was probably only 2 seconds. Then he sat down and he's like, "Ow, that actually hurt." And then he like I know my son's cries when he's hurt. He holds his breath and he does that like,
Yeah.
you can tell he's actually hurt.
Yeah.
When he's freely crying, he's looking
just
for
upset,
attention. He's
yeah.
looking for attention, and because he knows he's going to get it from someone, and it's not going to be me.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to tell him, "Buck up. You
like,
did that to yourself."
Go and
Yeah.
muffle it with a pillow or something.
Like he fucking
No.
was standing on the edge of the couch, and he was like looking over, like leaning over the arm of the couch, and went the pop and fell. And
That would have been funny.
it was so I was sitting there. I'm like, "Peyton, stop! You're gonna hurt yourself." Peyton, I can't do it.
Well,
I told him
see,
twice. Told him twice, and I put him away from it twice.
They do have to experience it to know
That's exactly what it was.
To know why you were telling them not to.
Dude,
because if you
Dave-
just stop them, you could stop them 1,000 times
Well,
in a row.
and he thinks it's a game.
Yeah.
After I
Yeah.
try and stop him, he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna
Keep
now.
doing
Now
it.
it's a game." And that's what I run into when I'm camping with him, trying to because
It's a different kind of hurt.
I'm a firm believer in you fuck around, you find out, and that's the best teacher.
It is.
Around the house, he's gonna crawl on something, fall, and hurt himself. Good. He's gonna learn not to do it again,
Yeah.
or he's gonna learn to do it a different way where it's not gonna hurt him. Camping, and he tries to put his hand in the fire. Yeah, I'm gonna stop you from that, kid.
Yeah.
and then that
Like,
turns
yeah,
into a
because you
game.
don't want it to be like a medical issue. But
Right, but there's sometimes I'm just like, fucking touch it, see what happens.
one time I stuck a butter knife in an outlet.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
How'd that
worked?
go?
How'd that go out for you?
Well,
Shocked you?
it was shocking.
The results were shocking.
So you know,
You know,
learned.
most
Did-
people die.
Did you ever do that again?
nope. Ever since that incident 2 years ago, I've never
Never
touched them again.
Yeah. And so we were camping this last Friday. I went out and just stayed Friday night with my dad and his wife. Brought Peyton out, just the four of us out at Warm Slough.
Mm-hmm.
And we built a tiny little fire just to cook hot dogs on. Nothing like big to like. And he's walking around the fire, a decent
Pace.
where I'm not like worried he's gonna burn. And then he cuts in towards it, and I was like, I went to stop him, but that's when a wind gust came by and blew the hot air right at him, and he's like,
What the
"Oh,
fuck? Yeah,
that's
like,
hot,
yeah.
hot!" And he backed up and went away, and then he
And that's like probably the best way that could go is like he felt
The heat.
that
And
it's,
it wasn't
that
like-
it's scary.
it was
but
a
he didn't,
hot fire
yeah,
too. Like,
but
it
he
was
didn't
small,
get
but it was-
hurt. But now he's aware. Oh, dude, I remember this one time I was like 8 years old, and we went camping with my grandma, which was like the weirdest, like because my parents weren't there or anything. Like my grandma and like whatever friends she had, and we had like a fire the night before, and then I got up the next morning. I was just out screwing around, and I didn't really have anything to do. I was like digging around in the fire with a stick or whatever. And then I saw like a perfect rock, like, you know, a perfect rock, like you just want to throw in a lake or something.
Oh,
And I
you
was
saw
like-
in the fire pit?
Yeah, and I reached, I was
Oh,
like,
no.
nice. And I reached and I grabbed it and I burnt the living
Fuck
fuck
it.
out of my hand, dude. I still remember. They say you can't remember pain. I remember this one.
Yeah.
And I just-
that's
No.
total bullshit.
Oh,
you
dude.
totally can.
And
So-
I just had
oh,
my
yeah.
hand in ice the rest of the weekend because it burnt my hands so bad. Like there wasn't like medical
Neat.
damage or anything, but it just, you know, it burns, just sting, and
Yeah.
they just keep stinging.
Yeah. I had a similar thing too when I was a kid. I had this really cool like Transformers toy that like turned into like Starscream or whatever. I was playing. We were camping. And I was playing with it around the fire. My parents kept telling me, "Don't play around the fire.
Yeah.
Stop. You're gonna hurt yourself." Well, I dropped my fucking toy in the fire. Guess what? My
You went for it.
Just reach in for it.
5-year-old brain thought. Reach in for it, and it's a hot fire. Like coal, like fucking hot. The coals were fucking bright cherry red. Like started melting that toy instantly. Well, I picked it up, and guess what got all over my hand?
Melted plastic.
Melted plastic got on my hand.
Oh,
Guess
dude.
what I never did again? I never played. I'd even still now, unless I get drunk enough, I don't play around the fire.
Yeah.
I get drunk and I'm like, watch, I could jump over it. I've definitely done that, but
Well, see,
all
when
have.
I'm drunk, yes, but when I'm sober, I'm like, I don't play with fire.
dude, unrelated of camping, like when I was still a kid, like 10 years old or something, I got like a toy snake from like the dollar store or something. And this is the first time I ever like started like messing with people. And I started like going, and when people were sitting down somewhere like on a picnic bench or something, I started going up and like setting the snake next to him. And like waiting for them to notice. I go, I'm like, hey, watch this. And I remember like it's like a family friend or something. He was sitting there like eating a sandwich, and then he looks over and he's like, ah! And he grabs it and flings it behind him, like just yeets this thing behind him, and it landed in the fucking campfire.
And that was
But it like
karma at
landed.
its
It
finest.
landed on like the side, and so I did reach in really quick and pull it out, and it was kind of like all singed and fucked up looking after that, but. I was like, this is the best joke ever. I can't let this die for the first like good get I get. I was like, how is that your impulse to grab it and just fucking
Eat it.
throw it to where the most people were? You know? Like,
He was just throwing it away from him.
yeah, but I was like, I feel like most people's impulse would have been to jump up and get away, and he grabs the motherfucker and just. I'm like, that's not how I would have approached that at all, you know. Yeah,
I mean, I
but
would've.
it was fucking funny. I keep thinking you're farting because of your chair,
Dude,
You guys do this every fucking
I know
time.
it's just
well,
like
it's because this is the perfect height for my chair, where I'm not like, because where it doesn't squeak is right here, but I feel like it's not much of a difference, but now my legs are like,
feels low,
feels like real low, yeah.
but it's so infrequent. That's why it still gets me, because it's only been like twice in the last half hour where he's like said something and kind of goes, and I'm like, yeah, see, that totally sounded like a fart. And I feel like he's just like hiding it.
Yeah.
But then
that time it 100% was.
That was a fart. Okay, yeah. You fucking son of a bitch.
I know, that was when I've been holding it.
Oh, don't do that, man. Is it bad?
It's
No.
You deserve that, Blake. You were busting ass a lot of the times.
Yeah, do you know how many times you've busted ass during the podcast?
I know, but like,
And it, like,
He's
kills
like,
me.
mine are funny because they're from my butthole.
I don't know. I just feel like yours are like toxic somehow.
They're not. They're not.
So,
It's actually, it's pretty toxic.
He's got like corn dog farts.
ew.
What's funny is I had corn dogs last night.
That's what I'm saying.
I cooked my meals last night.
That was good. Guys, I was being a chef last night
Yeah.
again.
Use that fucking air fryer.
Yeah, all I did this weekend was drink like 30 beers and fucking Red Baron pizza, so I not much better off.
I've had too many Red Baron pizzas lately. You know, what was it, like a couple months ago? I was like, guys, my stomach's all fucked up. These stupid Red Baron pizzas. And then I'd get on the next day, I'm eating another Red Baron
I'm
pizza.
eating another Red
Yeah.
Baron. It's like every time we mention your poor diet habits, you think like, God, that sounds good.
Yeah, you're like, oh, I might as well double down.
Yeah.
You know what, though? Those corn dogs I had last night were not very good because they're the chicken and pork hot dogs, not the beef.
Yeah, beef is the way to go.
Yeah.
But
Absolutely
I mean,
the way
we
to
got
go.
them for Peyton,
No.
and so we
okay.
went cheap
Yeah,
because, I mean, he's not going to know the difference between beef and chicken hot dogs yet.
I feel like that's what he says half the time when he's just justifying something like,
Yeah, no shit. He
Yeah.
won't notice.
like I'll get the 100 pack of pizza rolls or whatever. They're for Peyton. Mm-hmm. As he's up at like midnight, just fucking standing there, like
Listen, that's it.
he's eating them in the bathroom on the toilet.
Listen,
Like,
man.
it's like an
Listen,
instant
Listen,
straight through.
that's true.
It's true. He doesn't.
Like I do buy snacks thinking and justifying Peyton will love this,
Yeah.
knowing that full well
Hey, you were gonna
I
love
love
it.
it.
Yeah. He'd
Like, ooh.
like, why does Peyton need a 48 pack of Uncrustables? You know?
Yeah, no shit.
Actually, though, okay, that's the one thing is I don't like Uncrustables.
Oh, that's wild
because I don't like white bread.
Oh, even weirder.
Like
He
I,
likes it dark.
I like wheat.
You
Whole
like
wheat.
Wheat bread's good, but
Whole wheat bread or honey wheat bread is
dude,
the bread I go
Uncrustables
for.
are the fucking shit though.
Like,
I know.
Oh, I did buy a Sam's Club wholesale pack of Pop-Tarts this week though. That's not really like a
I mean, I buy those things
me
like
thing to do
Pop-Tarts.
usually.
I buy Pop-Tarts and Tostitos, the pizza rolls and stuff like that. Like the smaller things.
Yeah.
And the Uncrustables, I buy them at Sam's Club wholesale. Like, fuck, I'm going to buy those in bulk.
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
walk
Because
by.
Peyton's going to eat through. Those are things Peyton does eat through.
I was there and I was getting everything that I needed to get, like nothing more, nothing less, just all the essentials, all the stock up stuff, and
Then you
walk
went-
by the end cap of Pop-Tarts. I'm like, 48 Pop-Tarts for like $9. Like,
It's actually a pretty
I'm
good
losing
deal.
money if I don't get them. I haven't had Pop-Tarts in over a year.
Though, you know what I do wish, though, at Sam's Club is the Hot Pockets they had the ham and cheese and not the pepperoni.
Yeah.
Or at least both. Because
Yeah.
sometimes I'm in the mood, but 90% of the time when I'm going for a Hot Pocket, it's the ham and cheese.
I do like the ham and cheese. I haven't had a Pop-Tart.
yeah, they're the
a
kind
Hot
of big
Pocket in
ones.
probably like.
They got rid of the little sleeves you put them on.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah.
Because now they say we perfected the formula on it. You know what they did? They perfect the formula.
Huh.
You can microwave it for 30 seconds more.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Like nobody ever experimented with that, you know?
Yeah, because that's what the sleeve did was
Insulated
Insulated it. Now
but
you just
then
microwave
you
it for
fold
extra-
up the bottom, which I found out way too recently in life. Like you
Oh,
fold up
really?
the bottom as a holder, and then it has the rippable.
Yeah.
that way, and
You
that way
didn't
you
know
don't
that?
have, you're holding the
Fuck
like,
yeah! Not until like 5 years ago.
Oh,
For
really?
real?
Yeah, I did
Dude,
that for
I
a
knew it
long
from the
time.
beginning.
And now that they got rid of the sleeve, I'm like, how the fuck
Am I supposed to eat this?
Because sometimes when you bite into a Hot Pocket,
And it
likes
blows
to-
up at the
blows
bottom.
at
Yeah.
the bottom.
Yeah, so
and you're
you-
holding it now, and then it's
In your
and
hand.
Hot Pockets
And then
are
Zach
never.
gets a spoon to get the.
Well, Hot Pockets are never. Shut up. Hot
He's
Pockets
like, I
are-
just unfolded it and licked it out like it was an ass.
Hot Pocket. Ew. Hot Pockets are only two temperatures. They're either cold or they're fucking molten.
Lava.
liquid.
Yeah.
Lava hot. Yeah.
Yeah, and so you don't have the sleeve anymore, so you bite into it. You're either finding out, oh, I need to cook this a little bit more, or you're finding out, I got a blister from my Hot Pocket now.
I think it was Kyle Kinane, the comedian. He said, like, what is it with, like, you microwave something and you microwave it and you go to pull it out, like, immediately, like you shouldn't. And then you pick it up and you go, oh, fuck, it's hot. And your brain thinks, go, quick, put it in your mouth.
So
oh, oh.
I've never had that moment.
It's like
Really?
it's like a
It's so
weekly
fucking true.
weekly occurrence in Zach's life. Like,
no, that's like with Hot Pockets, a perfect example. Oh, that's hot.
No, I've never done that. Mine's always like, stop touching that.
yeah, my thing is like I always Amanda gets after me for this all the time. Microwave, or even I've been known to do it in the oven. I open it up, reach in barehanded, and go. Until I get
Oh,
to the
that's
cup.
like that's how I grab like when I make like frozen pizzas.
Yeah,
I
do the flick.
flick it, grab it with my hand, and then put it
Yeah.
on. I don't use oven mitts. I don't like. My wife uses like the frozen pizza box to like scoop it up out, which is like the smart
very
way to
intelligent. Or like just put a cutting board up to it and then at least flick it off onto that rather than onto your hand and then wing it across the kitchen.
do it. Well, I mean, I just put it right on top of this. Like, 'cause I have
Yeah.
a glass top stove, so
Yeah.
I just,
Well, mine the oven's in the corner, like built in, and like pick it up and then turn.
yeah.
so
No,
they-
see if that were the case, I would
Yeah.
flick it onto like a cutting
Yeah.
board or something. But no, I just
Do it.
flick it onto my hand and then set it on the oven. And my wife's like, "How do you do that?" I'm like, "I don't have feeling in my fingertips."
Yeah.
Well, you
I've
have
burnt
enough
them and
to
hurt them.
fucking, yeah, I was like, you have enough
But-
to know that if you hold on to it, shit's going to
But
get
that's
ugly.
the thing. Like, I'll
Yeah.
reach into a 400-degree oven and there's like a pan in there. And she's like, what are you doing? You're a fucking idiot. It's like, doesn't matter how tough your hands are when it's like 400 degree
Yeah, no shit. Yeah.
metal. Like, you could be toughest guy in the world. And
Oh yeah, no, I was like, dude, I when I was working on an oil refinery.
When I was in oil field,
but it wasn't an oil field.
I didn't say it this time.
It'll be an endless joke till the end of the time.
Yeah, but anyway, like I was insulating pipes and shit that were bigger than me. Obviously, you had to go like that.
It was
and
like
every
a
now and again,
PVC
I'd have to
pipe.
reach up, and it'd fucking burn the shit out of my arms. And it's like that. Because they're about
100%.
300,
Yeah.
400 fucking degrees.
That's
and
all it takes.
Oh, yeah. Put your hand in between two pipes, and you're like, well, if I want to not have that hand anymore, I'll just leave it there.
Yep. Yeah. When I was in the oil field,
He couldn't help himself.
no, I didn't work in any like hot environment. I worked fracking, so it was with water. But
We go in there and frack ourselves.
I am gonna throw my wife under the bus for a minute. The other day, I went to cook some frozen pizzas. This was like 2 weeks ago, and preheated the oven, and then I smelled burning plastic.
Oh no!
Oh, that's so fucking funny, because I remember
She there was a couple pots and pans that were on the oven that were dirty.
Yeah.
And I don't know what her mindset was of not putting them in the sink. I think she didn't want, like, because, you know, Peyton has his therapy guys or therapy people come over. I think she just didn't want us to see that we have dirty dishes when I'm like, there was plates already in there. So what's 2 more pots?
Right.
And so she put them in the oven, didn't
take
them out or tell me. And so now I'm cooking
the handles,
pots,
the pot
pots and handles, and then like some of it's like some like older leftover food from like 2 days ago, or not 2 days
now it's
ago,
all
like
charcoaled
the
out.
day
That's the best way
before.
to get rid of.
Oh
certain
yeah, no,
things.
it's not. It's the best way to ruin a fucking pot.
That sucks.
And
dude.
I was like, and then obviously I can't use the oven now.
No.
I'm not going to use the oven and cook food with like fucking toxic fucking plastic fumes floating in it.
Yeah.
It crossed my mind. I was like, well, it's just me that's eating it.
But who cares if I get tit cancer or
some
whatever?
shit.
Yeah.
Like, did you say tit cancer?
Yeah, I don't know why.
It'd probably be tit.
He's like,
tit or ass
oh man,
cancer.
breast cancer. I'm a dude. Dudes get breast cancer too.
There's a
Well, we
funny
have boobies.
oven story with one of our friends. I think I might have told you guys like off air before, but our friend Jacqueline, we were over at her dad Keith's house one time, and like they made breakfast the next day because we stayed over, and she like made breakfast like eggs and potatoes and all that stuff, and she like gives me a plate and I like load it up and I go and sit down and I'm like, it's a small plate and I'm holding it like that, and I went to like cut whatever was on the plate and I push down like this and the whole plate just fucking shatters in my hand. Like just and I'm holding every piece, but it just, you know. And I was like,
what
the fuck? Like, and Jacqueline couldn't stop laughing. She thought it was so funny. But then like came to find out like this plate breaking thing was becoming an issue in the household. And Keith was like, why the fuck do the plates just keep shattering? These like plates that they've had for years. And it turned out that Jacqueline thought at one point, like when she was going to like heat up food in the oven, these are ceramic plates, mind you.
Oh.
She could throw like, plates in
why
it.
do I put it on something to heat it up and then like take it and put it on the plate? I could just put it on the plate and heat it up in there. And then, so what she did was like, she did this for like
weakening the plates.
She did this over the course of months or even like potentially a couple years. And she was just making all these plates brittle as fuck. And the first one just shattered in my hand. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I've never seen that happen. It looked like I took it and just, you know, but like I just tried to cut a biscuit or something, you know. But
you just had the right pressure point.
Yeah,
and
it just
for the fragility of it.
Yeah. And I was like, what in the hell? And then like that came to light and I was like, you're putting plates in the oven? I was like, first of all, does sound like kind of a good idea at face value, but of course it's going to ruin them.
Certain ones it does, yeah.
Well, I mean, any ceramic plate, it's going to weaken it over time.
Yeah, it's going to get brittle because it gets hot and then cold and hot and cold. Like everything gets brittle. Even steel will get brittle with that, you know?
Yeah.
And I don't think Keith ever found out. Like, I'm pretty sure he doesn't listen, but if he ever happened to, he's like, that's what fucking happened.
we're gonna get Jacqueline beat now.
Yeah.
No shit.
Shit.
Oh, right, guys. Well, this was a pretty good episode without Dylan, but he will be back next week because we start doing Sundays because of him. Anyways, check us out on all of our socials. And we will see you again next week. Thanks for listening.
Boom.
It was
Because-
half hour early because it got dark and he got confused.
It was just like,
What are you, a bird? He's like, the sun went down. I gotta go home.